need something a little more fast-paced. Oh, this is awesome! It's too much action. It's too much. Oh! Oh! So you're probably used to the standard tried and true Zelda formula. Solving puzzles, exploring vast worlds, collecting item A so you can get to point B. Hyrule Warriors throws all of that out the window. Instead of a massive, sprawling adventure, we're left with a very linear hack and slash. And it's awesome. I can't say Hyrule Warriors is for everyone though. There's always going to be that segment of Zelda fans that won't really enjoy anything other than the traditional Zelda. But coming from the early 90s, the age of mindless beat-em-ups, this game was right up my alley. And it's made by the same team behind the Dynasty Warriors series. And it's pretty obvious that Nintendo didn't directly produce this game for a variety of reasons. Although I was never a huge fan of the series, the simple pick up and play gameplay really drew me in when they started making spin-off games with the Dynasty Warriors Gundam series. And now the entire experience is reskinned and repackaged with the Zelda flair that actually has a fairly well-written original story, mishmashing the characters from all over the Zelda universe. The story tells of one of the confrontations that Ganon had with one of the Links. Ganon was defeated as usual, and his spirit was broken apart, separated into multiple pieces across all of time, sealed away forever. And a sorceress called Sia, the Guardian of Time, was tasked with watching over the Triforce, and she began looking through time, witnessing Link's exploits. Over time, she became completely obsessed with him, and she started feeling jealousy towards Zelda. And in this jealousy, the evil spirit of Ganon seeped into her, making her mad with power as she unleashed monsters from all over the ages on Hyrule, and opened up time rifts everywhere. It's a great story, and a perfect way to blend the Zelda universe together, so you get to visit eras from Ocarina of Time, Skyward Sword, Twilight Princess. Everything is just mixed in here. As expected, Ganon's manipulating Sia so he can be released from his prison, and Ganon looks awesome, huge and powerful. And did I mention that he's also playable? And that's one of the strongest aspects to this game, the character selection. There's so many to choose from Link to Zelda, who, by the way, is now a badass fighter instead of a damsel in distress, so huge improvement there. To the villains like Zant from Twilight Princess, Girahim from Skyward Sword, and a whole slew of unlockable characters, like the little girl from Link's Awakening, Marin, on the Game Boy. I never thought I'd be playing a Zelda game where I can play as her. Oh, and there's also another girl called Linkle, who thinks she's the legendary hero. It is kind of funny because she's obsessed with the notion that her grandmother told her that she's the destined hero, and her friends tell her that everyone's grandma in Hyrule says that. So it is hilarious, but I do kind of find it a bit bizarre playing as a female version of Link. And I didn't care for some of the original characters at first, not originating from the Zelda series, but they ended up being pretty badass too. This blue-haired girl, Lana, I had no interest in playing as, but she ended up having a ton of really cool-looking magic attacks, and she's powerful as hell. And there's also a knight called Volga, which, I mean, clearly he's inspired by the dragon of Volvagia from Ocarina of Time. And there's also this stupid little girl that has bug attacks. This is the one character I can honestly say I did not care about at all. I'll just call her generic anime nature girl. Every character has their own set of combos and special moves that look like something right out of a Marvel vs. Capcom game. And it really made me want to go experiment with each one, since all their fighting styles feel so different, and you keep collecting different weapons and combining them to make even stronger ones. No two characters in this game feel the same, even if they're multiple versions of Link. But this experience isn't just fighting through hordes of enemies while blasting an awesome soundtrack, mind you. There's also plenty of epic boss battles too, with classic Zelda monsters like King Dodongo from Ocarina of Time. You fight Goma, who's been in several games at this point, and many more. And one of my favorite villains of all time is Dark Link, and I'm happy to say he is also in here. And something I always try to use to judge a Zelda game is the epic final battle with Ganon. Breath of the Wild's Ganon fight left me really disappointed, being extremely easy and overall fairly lackluster. The one in Hyrule Warriors is so much better, with all these characters coming together from different time periods and having to use different strategies that you learn fighting the other bosses in the game, combining all your skills in order to take him down. I gotta say, they did a great job hitting all the expected Zelda story points too. Link is still awkwardly mute. He responds to people by making sounds and staring at them like he doesn't understand what they're saying to him. Actually, nobody in this game has the ability to talk, so I guess this is just how people in Hyrule communicate. Impa, Zelda's caretaker, is still one of her main enforcers and has a huge sword like Cloud from Final Fantasy VII, and I am so glad we have moved beyond the days where Impa was a frail old woman. This is a much cooler version of her. And Sheik is also back in here, as Impa's trying to find out who this mystery warrior is. Secretly Zelda in disguise. I'm just kidding, I've known that since 1998. I do have to say, there is one annoying aspect of this game that you have to seriously watch out for. It was infuriating beyond belief at times. Sometimes you get so involved in the action and fighting that you forget to look at the bottom of the freaking screen. Since there's no speech and characters talk so much during battle, it's easy to miss that someone is screaming for help at the top of their lungs, or that one of your bases are about to fall, ending up in several game over screens. This is where speech might have been incredibly useful, and sometimes when I reloaded my checkpoint, it saved right before my base fell. So it would put me in this endless loop where I would just respawn right into a game over screen, and I would have to start the whole damn level again. And some of these levels can get pretty long. I'm talking over half an hour. The entire story mode can be beaten completely in about 12 to 15 hours if you want to go back and do the side levels that unlock as you go through it, but the replayability factor is immense. There's secret gold sculptillas to find that unlock portraits, heart pieces to discover with different characters. There's a free mode that lets you choose anyone you want on any mission, an adventure mode that has several maps, each full of different objectives and unlockables. If you really want to go in deep and 100% this game, it's an enormous task, and it has a ton to offer. On the Wii U, it was my favorite game, and my go-to game when I couldn't decide what to play. And now we've got the definitive edition on the Switch that includes all the DLC that came before, and even some new Breath of the Wild skins. I can't say enough how awesome Hyrule Warriors is. Like I said at the beginning of this video, this type of gameplay may not be for everybody out there, but for me, it's an absolute must-have in your Nintendo Switch collection. Pick it up, give it a try, you might just like it. If you enjoyed this video, leave me a like and a comment down below letting me know. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me on social media. You can also check out some of my other videos or click my Patreon link if you'd like to support GamerThumbTV. This is Fabian. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.